folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, I was going to do another one of my series of how to survive for this morning, and I decided to hold off on that and switch gears because there's a lot of pressing things that's going on in the news. This video is coming out a little later in the day than I wanted it to, but there's a lot, and I wanted to cover some of that. I'll probably make another video this afternoon. We'll see where that one goes. But this one, there's just a lot of stuff going on, and I want to begin by saying that in no way am I trying to hype anything up or sound any alarms that the end is happening. You know, that the bubbles popped, that the markets are crashing, or that war is near. I'm not saying that. I am just saying that there are quite a bit of stuff going on right now, really just this morning, that I think we should all kind of be watchful for and keeping our eyes on what's going on, because even though a lot of these things are kind of separate in their own way, they're all very connected, as we talk about on here all the time. And it's certainly worthy of our attention. Before I get started with that, I have a huge announcement. I have been waiting for a few weeks to make this announcement on here, trying to make sure I get enough ducks in a row before I go all in here on the channel. As you all know, we have monthly meetings here in my area, and they have grown to be quite large. We average anywhere between 250 and 300 people every month in attendance, and our next meeting is coming up the first Sunday of March. But what's bigger than that is that we have decided to host and put on a two-day prepping and homesteading expo this summer, early summer, late spring, kind of in that area. And so I want to put that announcement out now. It's still all in the beginning stages. We're putting it all together. We're lining up speakers that will be talking during those 2 days. There will also be a large area for vendors, vendors that are producing and selling items or representing companies that would be like-minded, or that would be something that you would be interested in. We will also have an outdoor area for skills demonstrations, and we plan on having several people, and we're lining those up as we speak. People that will be demonstrating various different homesteading and prepping skills, everything from canning, carpentry, husbandry, different things like that. Then, like I said, we'll have the speakers. There will be food available. There's the place that we're having this at has a wooded area that has hiking trails in it. We'll be taking nature walks in those hiking trails and learning about edible plants and medicinal plants that grow in the area. This is going to hopefully be a pretty large event. The grounds that we're hosting this on is the same place that we have our monthly meeting. And we have our monthly meeting in a building, but that building sits on almost 20 acres of property that we have access to and we've reserved. And here's the thing, we're making this a free event to the public. I don't know how we're going to pull that one off and not go crazy into debt on doing this, but that's something that my wife and I have been dedicated to doing, to produce an event like this where people can come together, they can get to know each other, they can learn, share. We also, along with the vendors, we're opening an area up that will be much like a farmer's market. So for folks that have things to sell, vegetable, plant-wise, maybe plants, actual starter plants, things like that, there'll be a farmer's market area. Now, this is going to be May 26th and 27th. That's a Thursday and Friday, the last Thursday and Friday in May. And we have a website already up and going for this. And you can go to www.preparedhomesteadexpo, let me get it right, .com, preparedhomesteadexpo.com. I'll have it show up here on the screen, and there'll also be a link in the description below. Now, the website's up and going, but it doesn't have every bit of information on it. We're still working on that. We're working on setting up potential lodging information, places where people might want to camp. If you're bringing an RV, places that you can park that. And we're working on all that information, and hopefully in the next day or two, that will also be on the website. Now, it is free to attend. But on the website, if you notice, there's a registration place, and it works much like buying tickets, except you don't have to buy them. You don't have to put any like credit card information or anything. We ask that you still go ahead and do that if you're planning on coming. That way we can have a better idea of how many people. You can put your name and email address, and then how many people will be attending. And again, it's a free event, but we ask that you do that so that we can kind of plan better on how to get this going. We're hoping to have things like maybe even a petting zoo area for kids, at least an area that people will be bringing some of their farm animals, so kids can kind of get used to that. It's very possible we will have some live music there. We're uncertain exactly on that yet. Now, how is this going to get paid for? Well, we are charging a small fee for vendors, $35 for 2 days. You're not going to find any kind of expo or even really a farmer's market that's going to be that low. So that's certainly not going to pay for it. And then the other way is donations. On site, we will have areas that people can donate, a security area that they could donate cash. And then on the website, you'll see a donate button, and you can make a donation online if you wish to, but it's not required. If you are interested in this, go ahead and go to the website. If you want to come, please register so that we have an idea of how many people are coming. And if you want to be part of this event, if you want to volunteer, because we're going to need people to, just help pick up trash and help, organize and set up and security and traffic directing. We're also, if you're interested in speaking, if you're interested in being a vendor, these types of skills demonstration, please let me know. There's all the information on the website for that, of how to get a hold of me. But this, we're hoping to be a pretty good size event. And I'll be talking more about this in upcoming videos, more details, but it is confirmed, and the website is up and running, and so you can go and you can find that out. And like I said, keep checking back, because in the coming days there will be more and more information provided on that website about this event. So that's the Prepared Homestead Expo, May 26th and 27th here in the Ozarks. We are in Texas County, Missouri, or the event will be held in Texas County, Missouri. And so gives you something to look forward to, bring your whole family to. We're really hoping this is going to be a good event, and it looks like it's already the response already from people that are aware of it is increasing greatly. All right, so enough of that. I know a lot of you guys and gals really hate that I take so long to get to the point, and I don't want to apologize, because that's just how I am. If you want to click on something and immediately start watching, the talking points and then what's going on in the news, you can turn on a cable news channel. But that's not how we do it on here. I like to talk to you like I would just be talking to you in person. And if I was doing that, I wouldn't just immediately go into the news is this, the news is this, the news is this, do this, do this. We would have a conversation. And so that's what's going on here. And that's just my style. So 3 big things happening right now that's just going on pretty seriously, and it's not so much the news is blowing up over them, because some of this you're not going to really find on the news right now. And some of it you are. Of course, the big thing in the news right now is Russia and Ukraine. And while it's still so uncertain of what's going on or what will happen, on the surface, and remember, I'm clarifying, on the surface, it does look like things are heating up quickly and could result in actual physical action within the next few days. I'm not making that claim that is going to happen. I'm just saying, based on the news results and the official story, that's what it looks like. There was a UN Security Council, Emergency Security Council meeting this morning, and basically the ambassador came out saying that Russia is just kind of doing their spin still. Apparently there was a kindergarten or an elementary school that was shelled in Ukraine, in the separatist region, and a lot of people believe, including the UK Boris Johnson is stating that they believe that it's been done as a false flag pretext for war by Russia. They have expelled the deputy UN, the deputy American ambassador out of Russia, and everything is indicating that the buildup is increasing substantially along the Ukrainian border. It does look like, in a lot of ways, that that's happening. Is it all smoke and mirrors? What is it? We don't know yet, and we really won't know until it all happens, regardless of either way. I will say this, it's gone on long enough now that Putin has kind of gotten himself in a bind of, he would look really weak and really bad by completely backing down. They are demanding, their demands to de-escalate is that the United States remove and withdraw all U.S. troops from Eastern and Central Europe. Well, that's just not going to happen. We're not going to do that. And so if that's the stipulations for the de-escalation, then you can guarantee that nothing's going to de-escalate. So that is something to certainly be watching for. And like we've said, if this thing becomes heated and war actually starts, I don't think it would take too much to create some kind of reason for the United States to get more involved, and it could drastically go downhill from there. Now, the next thing is Canada. This is serious. The stuff that's going on there. Yesterday, the protesters, the trucker protesters in Ottawa was given a notice. People there were given a notice by the police to vacate the area by today or face, arrest. And it does look like, as of the making of this video, the last I checked, that there were reports that the police were moving into that area to start doing something. The police have been giving notices on Twitter and on their different internet outlets of, hey, you need to get out of the area and go home, or this is going to happen. They've been notified online that they could confiscate your pets. A lot of these truck drivers, ride with their pets, and that they would confiscate those and take them to the dog pound, and then, after a week or so, they would be euthanized, basically, is what they're saying. I don't think that that's going to help de-escalate the situation. There's been reports since last night, although I've not seen anything official, but there's been reports last night of some of the major banks in Canada being offline or experiencing a lot of outages on the internet, so people aren't able to access their money. I've not seen anything official that how things are going actually in country, in person. Are people still able to go to the banks? Are they still able to withdraw money from the ATM? I did see a few posts online where people responding to these allegations, and some people were saying that they were from Canada and that they were in fact having trouble accessing their money. But I can't confirm that because anyone can get online and say anything. It does look like things are starting to really heat up there, and there's been threats, while kind of subliminal, certainly have been interpreted as threats, that people, that even Americans on the right, Trump supporters, people that supported that kind of Make America Great movement, could be in jeopardy of having their money frozen in accounts and things. And that was done by one of the one of Canada's ministers. So this is the Great Reset's heating up, folks. You better get ready, and it won't take too long for that to happen here, I believe. I kind of have this feeling that with the possibility and what they're saying of the trucker convoy happening starting next week here in the United States, I would say that either before the beginning area of that, America is going to want, the Biden administration is going to want to have some kind of real conflict happening in Ukraine, so that they can have a diversion of what's going on with the trucker convoy and their actions against the trucker convoy. But that's just my own idea, okay? There's also something else with the truckers that there's a YouTube channel, I'm sure you all know who he is, and I encourage you to go check out his latest videos, Canadian Prepper. And I understand some people say, well, he gets a little, excited. He kind of blows things out of proportion a couple of times. Maybe that's so, but I believe that these last two videos he's made are definitely worth watching. I encourage you strongly to go watch the last 2 videos he's put up. And if you don't know, Canadian Prepper also has a pretty large business where he sells prepping and self-defense equipment up in Canada. And not to tell you the whole story, because I want you to go over to his channel and watch, help a brother out, even though he's a huge channel. He's reporting that the Red Cross has contacted him. The Red Cross out of Ottawa, where the protests are happening, have contacted him requesting immediately for him to send every bit of MREs that they have in some stock, and that they would pay whatever they could, the cost is to have them shipped overnight, and they needed them today in Ottawa. They needed emergency food, that they were also buying truckloads of self-defense gear, riot gear, things like that. A lot of emergency gear being bought and brought in very quickly into Ottawa. Now, he's not making any speculations of why. He's just putting that information out. But again, I would encourage you to go watch the last 2 videos. He does a pretty good reporting on that. And again, we don't know why that's being happened. I mean, I could tell you what I think, and I'm sure we all have an idea of why it's happening. But there's definitely stuff heating up in Canada. And I would suspect by the end of the day, we're going to start seeing more and more stuff over the next 24 hours. Could be a major game changer in what's going on in Canada. And as you all know, pretty much every one of us believe that that's going to overflow into the United States. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about could be an extremely important, maybe more important than all this other stuff. And that's the markets, that's the economy. The economy is in a lot of flux right now. Here this morning already, gold has spiked over $1,900 an ounce. Silver has gone up to over $24 an ounce. The stock market is going down. The uncertainty index, which is recorded by the Federal Reserve, is the highest it's been since 1987, and it's spiked today. I mean, it's just shooting straight up. The Federal Reserve president of the St. Louis Fed spoke today, talking about raising interest rates and how the Fed is losing their power and losing their influence, which, hey, most of us like that, and that they have to do something to regain that back. What that means is probably not good for the economy, though, as much as all of you and I cannot stand the Federal Reserve. There's a lot of uncertainty. There are reports today that China, while they have been buying lots and lots of gold over the last few years, that it's spiked, that there are lots of shipments of gold going from Switzerland to China, being reported this morning. Just a lot of uncertainty. There's been some analysts online predicting that if what happens with Russia happens and what's continually happening with our economy, that we could see crude oil spike to $150+ a barrel. This is not good in the short term, and probably in the long term. I am not saying that this is the big one, that it's happening right now. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this is not looking good. And we're seeing a lot of volatility in trading, and we're just seeing that, I think, there's just a lot of uncertainty. There's stuff going on that I won't get into today because I'm already running out of time on this video. With the fertilizer shortages, Russia's cut their supply off. They're not exporting fertilizer. We've had the fertilizer big plant burned just a couple of weeks ago in North Carolina. So there's major shortages right now in fertilizer. That's causing a lot of things going on in the market. Wheat prices are just going to continue to go up, and so are other ag commodities. There's a lot of things happening, folks. And so I just wanted to present that to you, not to scare anyone. I know some people think that that's just scaring of it. I'm sorry if that scares you. I'm not going to get on here and tell you that the world is fine and everything's going good and put your, peace glasses and hippie clothes on and sing Kumbaya. The world is volatile right now. Things are kind of bad, and there's not really a good way to spin that. But we want to know these things so that we can continue to prepare ourselves. And really, the big thing is to prepare ourselves psychologically, getting ourselves ready, getting that battle, that warrior mindset in place so that we're ready for when this happens and not caught off guard. Continue stocking up. There's been reports of increased medicine shortages, which will probably only worsen because most of our medicines come from China. Keep stocking up, folks. Keep stacking it to the rafters. Get your house in order. Prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.